nonsense again. Think we got a walker? Hey!
Fuck! Dang it.
The crows! They're everywhere! Make them go away!
Okay. Be a little bit more subtle this time. Okay, that seems better.
What carnage?
Close that door. Ah, now we can enjoy the mystery. Intriguing. The hooks, the meat, the smell. History of medicine.
All the levers are activated.
Okay, now if we turn on that machine, we should be out of here. Although I'm a bit worried about actually getting out of this room because there was a guy just there before. Okay, he's not paying attention. Fog. How do we get back to that room without that guard being there? Is this it? Yeah, this is it. Alright, let's see what happens.
That should draw the attention of the guards. I should hide. Damn it.
Fuck, wrong way. That was not a good place to hide. I don't think I'm going to make it to my hidey hole in time. Hey! Nope, I'm in there. You can't hurt me. Phew.
Is there anybody here?
No. You didn't see anyone just walk into a pipe. The thing is, I wonder if I wasted my diversion like that. I should have just hid in the wall thing. But oh well. All's with it ends well if I escape. Let's go, boys. Or did I take the detour? The spooky detour. I should have just taken the stairs. But I want to see.
Doctor, is that you?
Don't you worry about the doctor. Right now, he'll have plenty to keep him busy with his precious machine. It gives us time to get away. I'll undo you.
Get away? Get away where? I can't go anywhere. It'll find me, like it found me here. You're mistaken about the beast. Don't stay with me, or you'll end up the same way.
You need treatment. Ah.
You're Sanders, aren't you? I heard you from my cell. What did they do to you? What does Fuller want with you?
The doctor? You think it's the doctor who scares me? The doctor wants to heal me. But he's the one who's crazy. He wants to restore my sight. He wants to give me back my eyes. And yet I told him that I didn't want him. I do not want to see it anymore. The real culprit is Sarah. Her and her accursed paintings.
You're kidding me. You're talking about Sarah Hawkins.
The one and only. The legendary. There is no artist more enlightened or cursed than Sarah Hawkins.
Is she cursed because of something she did to you?
No, it's because she's cursed that she harmed me.
On purpose. You say that Sarah Hawkins harmed you.
If it were only me, her conscience, her guilt were eating her away. But she never wanted all that. Well, not really.
What's going on this island?
I'm so sorry. We should never have met.
What are you talking about?
Destiny! It has trapped you. No, don't let it see you, or you won't be able to escape it. Don't look at it. That's how it finds you.
What finds me?
Sarah Hawkins' visitor. The Shambler.
Sanders.
Ooh, the Shambler.
Pull yourself
Is
together.
that a Shoggoth?
Without her, it's no longer possible to save me.
Sanders!
Spooky!
What hell? I gotta. Okay. This is insane. What killed him?
Who killed him? Dang gas. She's taking the elevator.
The gas! Oh. My head.
Later. We need to move on.
Bradley, you're alive. Pierce woke up in an asylum. Installed in the cellars of the Riverside Institute, he met Dr. Colden, a female friend of Bradley, who helped him to escape. Wandering through the corridors of this place, where Dr. Fuller reigned supreme, Pierce was able to talk to a man called Francis Sanders before dying in full view of the detective. He accused Sarah Hawkins of being the curse, or the cause of his torments. Pierce finally left the accursed building, accompanied by Bradley and Colden. The companions in misfortune decided to use the Hawkins mansion as a hideout.
Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
So let's see what the detective has to say for himself. I'm pretty sure he's dead though, because he did get eviscerated by that tentacle dude. So maybe he is a plant and he'll betray us later in the game, is what I'm sort of expecting at the moment.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
So how is this guy alive?
Fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr.
Some
Pierce,
octopus
are you all right?
replacement?
You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
Seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
Suspicious.
I went to visit you at the hospital and called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel?
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
Ooh. Surely we could just go back down into the tunnels. I mean, they're in the bottom of the house, aren't they?
You two know each other pretty well.
It's a tiny island. Everyone knows everyone. Especially since I'm a police officer and Marie's a doctor.
The chemistry is obvious.
I do seem a little bit stupid, don't I? Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
It's not that he seems stupid, it's just that his model is completely creepy. Like, he's got these weird teeth things, and his face is really creepy. I mean, she's got a normal face. So I'm not sure if they're setting something up here, but, like, from the day one, this guy was the creepiest thing ever. And now he's apparently come back from the dead. Apparently I need medicine skill and professionalism to remind him that he had a tentacle through his abdomen. Oh well, alright. Let's see what happens if we talk to Colden. I saw dead
Dr. Fuller
bodies.
seems to be leaving a trail of corpses. Not to mention those strange machines, and chains, and tools of all kind.
Yes. I've been telling you that Fuller uses his patients as guinea pigs.
What I saw was more akin to torture than medicine.
Do you even hear what you're saying? Dr. Fuller is highly respected.
It's the truth, Ethan. And I'll prove it to you. I'm listening, Mr. Pierce.
The voice sounds like Jaina Proudmoore.
I found a file bearing Sarah Hawkins' name in the Institute's basement.
It makes sense. A powerful family like the Hawkins had the means to hide such a disgrace.
But everyone knows the Fullers have been taking care of the Hawkins for at least a generation. And all were aware of Mrs. Hawkins' fragility.
Perhaps, but no one would allow a psychiatric internment.
From what I read in the file, Fuller used her as a subject of his experiments.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins, subjects of Dr. Fuller. Why those two?
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume it was Fuller's creation.
His father's, to be correct. He was a surgeon on board the Scylla. He founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful families dominating everything.
Yes, and as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
He wouldn't be happy if he knew we were snooping around.
I know the risks. I don't fear him. Do you wish to know anything else?
I have flashbacks. They haunt me.
What did they do to you?
There was that Dr. Fuller and a nurse. Blood everywhere. My legs, the pain, I couldn't bear it. I was screaming. They injected me with something. I woke up at the Institute. Bradley was there.
And how you scared us. You seemed demented.
It's a bold
Likely
card for him
woke
to
up
play.
during the anesthesia. No wonder those memories haunt you. What in God's name were they doing to you?
What happened afterwards?
When I woke up the second time, I was in a padded cell. That's where you found me, Doctor. After you released me, I got a good look at what's in store for the patients of the Riverside Institute. Hallucinogenic gas pumped into the cells. An infernal machine, horrific medical experiments.
Impossible. Dr. Fuller would never do such a thing.
You should believe it, Ethan. What Mr. Pierce saw is precisely what I've been trying to prove. Did you discover anything else?
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
Shambhala.
I didn't see what, but something was there, with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
I'm not going to trust this guy because... well, I mean, he did have a tentacle through his chest. Let's say prudent.
You're right. Without a plausible explanation for what I saw, let's not jump to conclusions.
That seems wise indeed.
Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
Okay. So can we explore the house? Or I guess we just have this room. This will probably take us outside. Sanders' residence. Pierce, Colden, and Bradley decided to team up to solve the Hawkins case. They have a new trail to follow. Francis Sanders, an art collector and friend of the painter, who died in front of Pierce. The detective goes to his house in order to speak to his widow about the Shambhala that the unfortunate man mentioned before he died. I'm trying to think if Shamblers are what they referred. It was another name for the Shoggoths, or is it something else? It might be something similar to the Dunwich Horror. It is another good book, another good read. That would be kind of invisible, blobby thing that was moving across the countryside.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may.
Ooh, lonely
However,
housewife.
before we go any further, please know
Big.
that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings
Big
me here.
house. Oh,
Well,
is
well,
that
Look who's here.
I owe her a favor, don't I?
You know each other.
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, Since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday. I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings.
Jealousy.
Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
Tell her the truth.
He
Let's see what
started
happens.
raving, screaming that a dimensional shambler had found him.
Oh, mercy, that story again. Why have him interned?
That was when he began to convulse and twist with pain. Or terror, it's hard to tell.
I beg your pardon?
I'm not really sure of what I saw, or what I didn't see. But it's best that you weren't there.
I should have been there. What you're telling me is outrageous. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
I have been working on my eloquence. Let's see.
Mrs. Sanders, I understand your grief, and I extend my deepest condolences to you. But I had nothing to do with the death of your husband. I've just arrived on Darkwater. I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
The death of the Hawkins family? You mean it was not an accident? This accursed island knows only tragedy after tragedy. You too would be advised to flee it like the plague. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
See what she knows about the Shambler. Seems like he's mentioned it before.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it, I would urge you to make the most of your visit. Because I count on ridding myself of that thing as soon as I can.
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
Ooh, so we get to go and see their private gallery. Where is it? I guess there's none now. Ooh, it's Kat. Let's see what she has to say.
A
First,
strange Amerindian pendant. I could use one of those.
sleeping pills.
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
I'm glad Kat is just letting me have a look at all this stuff while...
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Just standing there. Oops. I want to look at that. Would you read the book? Ooh, what is this? Ooh, they have the Elder sign in the middle here. It's kind of an encyclopedia of monsters and unknown creatures. I'm beginning to believe that they exist. I wish I could read these things. Of course, I can recognize these tentacles, and we have the Elder sign with the, which is the star with the little flaming eye in the middle. Ooh, occultism. And we have 2 skill points. So what should we put into it? Investigation, maybe, I think. There we go. Get up that into 5. And we 2 more. Let's spot hidden. Psychology. I don't know. Maybe I should get my strength. I mean, I only have 2, so I can't really do anything with it anyway, so I may as well just save them for now. Let's have a look. Ship owner. It's Hawkins. Francis. Marie. Irene. Oh, we have an image of the Dimensional Shambler. So I guess we found this from the book. Dimensional Shamblers come from the dark and inhospitable dimension, where the rarity of food sources keeps it in a state of permanent starvation. This is why it's in a constant state of readiness to travel to other dimensions in order to feed on its inhabitants. Make sure that you never weaken the veils of your dimension, otherwise you risk attracting that very dangerous creature. Should this happen, you just have to lay eyes upon it for its being to anchor itself to your dimension and allow it to rip you open with its claws. So if it appears in our dimension, we have to not look at it. Oh, interesting. That was a circle we found in the room. Maybe this circle was trying to summon the Shambler, or summon something to paint, which is very similar to the story Pickman's model, actually. Alright, I guess we should talk to Kat. Is that the Shambler painting?
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
The Shambler.
Another painting by Sarah Hawkins. One connected to the horrors I've discovered on this island.
What a surprise. I'm listening.
All's
well.
fair in love and war, I suppose.
Are we flirting? Key to the Sanders Gallery. Ooh, now this is interesting. I don't know, that seems to be the hidey hole. Now this is a very nice gallery actually, I wish I had this in my house. So we have ceremonial daggers.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
Sphinxes. Set fire to this place. Can we open this?
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
One of those looks a bit like the ceremonial dagger that I captured, or found.
The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
He's a man of exquisite taste, like myself. I guess that is the Shambler at the middle, but let's have a look around first. See if we can spot anything interesting. Ooh, seems like he has some sort of Rosetta Stone. Is that all? Just Yeah, I didn't think there was be anything inside there. Oh, some more oil for my lamp. Why does it say on that dagger in particular?
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
Now that is interesting. Oh, is that a death mask? Looks like one. Okay. This seems to be the centerpiece. The Shambler. Ooh, spooky time. Don't lay his eyes on it, you fool!